What's up, champs? Welcome to today's video. My name is Trevin Peterson. I'm a full-time 7-figure Amazon seller. And in today's video, we're gonna be breaking down how to do product research during this global pandemic. A lot of people have been asking me this question. Have I been changing how I've been doing product research? What should I look at? I'm scared because the demand may be really good right now, but maybe in a couple months it may not be. So what do we need to look at to help us make the best decision on the next product that we're going to be launching? So we're going to cover all of that, and this also is going to help us know whether or not a product is going to be a trend or a fad, or whether or not a product is super seasonal or not. So I'm really excited about it. If you guys are too, make sure to go down, hit the subscribe button, turn on that little notification bell, drop a comment, and smash that like button for the YouTube algorithm. And before we dive into it, I want to dive into my seller account, show you guys that I'm in the trenches with you selling on Amazon. So as you guys can see, for the day, I've done just over $2,300 for the day. And in the last 30 days, I've done over 128,000. So I share that with you just to let you know that what I teach is what I implement in my own FBA business. So without further ado, let's dive into the video. Okay, so let's dive into my screen and let's break down the information that we need to gather and basically break down to know whether or not a product is seasonal, whether it's a trend, whether there's increased demand because of this global pandemic, and is this product going to be viable for the future? So this is very important, and we're going to be using a Helium 10 tool that I absolutely love, and I've been using it quite frequently, and I'm excited to share with you guys how to actually use it. So if you guys don't have Helium 10, come over to Helium 10. I also have a link down below to this landing page to get you guys a 50% off discount. You can also go to your plan details, hit upgrade plan, put the promo code AMZ Champions 50, hit apply. You'll get 50% off, and it's going to run you $48.50 for that first month. And it's going to include all of the tools that you guys need to grow and start your Amazon business. So for this video, we're going to be mainly using the Helium 10 Cerebro tool and the Helium 10 Trendster tool. We're also going to be using the Helium 10 X-Ray Chrome extension, which is just an absolute must. So you do need Helium 10, and I promise it's going to help you so much make the decision on whether or not you should go forward with whatever product you're looking at. So let's come back to Amazon, and I'm going to do two examples. So we're going to use the face masks. So right now, super crazy in demand right now. And then we're also going to be using the Flamingo Pool Float as an example. But first, I just want to kind of show you guys the face masks and break down this data. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to use the Chrome extension, and I'm going to find the top sellers. And as you guys can see, the demand is insane. 1.8 million searches per month for face masks were usable. The average revenue is 424,000. I know a lot of people are like, hey, should I sell face masks? Should I get into this? And I probably wouldn't, okay? And I will show you why. If you were like the first one to get on, you may have done well, but it would have been crazy to manage the inventory. You would have had a bunch of hijackers, and it just would have been a nightmare. So I'm not saying to sell this product. I'm just kind of showing you guys the numbers to break it down, and then we'll dive into the Flamingo Pool Float, where it's kind of a better example for a private label product that we actually would sell. So right here, we are going to get the top sellers. So you're going to copy these ASINs, and you're going to come over to Helium 10, and you're going to click on Trendster. You're then going to paste the ASINs into right here. You can do up to 4. I did 3, and then I got the 3 most popular keywords. And how we get those keywords, I'll show you guys for the Flamingo Float. But here are the 3 keywords. So we have face mask, face mask reusable, reusable face mask, and I'm going to hit Start Trendster. And here is the results that it gives you. And this is super, super valuable information. But the key is understanding how do we actually break down this data. So right here on the left, this is Helium 10's tool. And then right here on the right is Google Trends. And it's super, super cool. I mean, when I started using this tool, I was like, man, this just makes it so simple. So the first thing that we're going to look at is it does give you the last 30 days, 7 days, 24 hours. I like looking at all time because this just gives us a broader view and it gives us more information to look at. So as you guys can see, this seller started selling this particular product back April 26, 2020. So not that long ago. And the majority of these sellers jumped on this trend as soon as this whole pandemic basically happened and they jumped on the bandwagon. And that is a sign of kind of a trendy product, a product that's not super viable long term. Now, people are probably going to be buying face masks regardless 10 years from now, but not as much demand as right now. So I mean, 1.8 million people are searching for one keyword. That might drop. And yes, it's not the end of the world. I mean, if you're doing 50,000 a month in face masks 10 years from now, that's great. But I'm just kind of giving you guys the example and the rundown of what I'm looking at. So that's the first thing. We know that this seller started selling back April 26th. So we don't have a huge sales history of data to look at. That's the one red flag for a potential product idea that you're looking to sell, is we just don't have that much information. So that's what you're going to get all the time. Over here, this is the keyword face mask, and this is on Google Trends, and this is super interesting. So the last month, you can see that it's kind of declining a little bit now that things are kind of not as crazy as they were a month ago. But if we go to the last year, you'll see that last year, June 9th, 2019, the demand wasn't that big of a deal. And then you'll see a little spike, then it dropped. And then as soon as this whole thing rolled out, which was like the beginning of March, you'll just see a massive spike in basically the trend. And that is a bad sign because it spiked, and then what happened? It just dropped. So people were all nervous, and what did they do? They just went out and bought a bunch of face masks, and now they're not searching as much because once you have the face masks for your family, you don't really need any more unless you are using them constantly every single day, and then you do need to buy more face masks. So that's a red flag, and you'll see more information here. We'll go to the year for face masks reusable, same thing, spike, drop. If we go to the all time, we'll see that this seller started in April 27th. So literally that same exact time. And then right here, you'll see the sales rank. If we zoom in right here, we'll see the sales rank in like this pinkish red color, and then the new price. So that basically shows you where they've had it priced, basically all time, and then where's their sales rank been. And the sales rank, the lower the number, the better it is, and the more sales that they're probably making. So right here, obviously when they just first started, their sales rank is high 6,000. And then as they start selling, I mean, their sales rank dropped to like 130, 100, like just crazy. And then their price kind of fluctuated a little bit. And you'll see that they maintain that sales rank. And I mean, they're crushing it. So that's information to look at. And then the same thing right here. So that is a great way to look at trends, seasonal products. Is the demand going to be long-term? And like I mentioned, people are still going to be buying face masks 10 years from now, but is the demand going to be as strong as it is right now? Probably not. So those are things to look at. And I love having Google Trends, and then the Helium 10 data as well. Just breaks it all down and just simplifies it. And it's as simple as plugging in ASIN, then the keywords, and then you just hit Start Trendster, and then it breaks it all down. So now what I want to do is actually look at a product that we could potentially sell. I mean, you could potentially sell face masks, but you probably will get destroyed if you don't have very deep pockets, and if you don't know what you're doing, and if you're not brand registered, you'll probably get a bunch of hijackers. So just kind of fair warning there. But let's come over to Flamingo Pool Float. And let's, the first thing that obviously we're going to do is we do the X-Ray Chrome extension. We get the top selling ASINs. And like I was saying, how do we get these keywords? We're going to be using Helium 10 Cerebro. I already have it plugged in. So I got the 3 top sellers. I hit get keywords. And as you guys can see, I got 77 different keywords that I can pull from. So Flamingo Pool Float is a good one. We have Flamingo Float. We have Inflatable Flamingo. So those are keywords that we're going to want to enter into Trendster. So along with these ASINs, I have Flamingo Pool Float, Flamingo Float, Inflatable Flamingo. So once I do that, I hit Start Trendster, and it's the same exact thing. And this is where it's kind of interesting because this is more of a long-term product. This wasn't just kind of happened in the last month where the face masks, I mean, you can see people just started selling those and the demand has just skyrocketed in the last month, and it's kind of all over the place. But here we have a little bit more data, which is very, very good. And that's a good sign of a potential product, because if you have proven sales, you have this product that's been selling for the last 6 months, year, you know that you're going to be able to sell that not just for a week, not for a month, but for 2, 3, 5, 10, 20 years. So that's what we want with our private label products. We don't want them to just be trends and fads. And that's the biggest issue with Shopify dropshipping, is most of the Shopify stores that people launch that are dropshipping, they may last for 30 days max. And after that, they get way too competitive, or people realize that they can buy it on Amazon, or they're like, next product, next trend, next fad. And we don't want that with our Amazon business. We're building a long-term business that 5, 10 years from now, we're still selling that same product and we can potentially have an exit with our business. So that's very important. And this information is going to help us basically break all of that down. So again, I'm going to hit all time. And this seller started selling back in July 2018. So we have proven concept here that this product has been selling since 2018. There may be other sellers that started earlier, but the flamingo did kind of start trending fairly recently, but it's still in demand as we speak. But you'll see something interesting, and this is where we know that it's a big time seasonal product, and that's something that we can decide, do we want to avoid that, or are we willing to just go for it and sell really, really good for 6 months of the year, and then during kind of the winter, not order as much inventory. So that's something that you can decide with these seasonal products. And let's just break all of this down right here. So as you can see, it has the price where it starts at, and it kind of fluctuated in price a little bit. And you'll see the sales rank, it was really good. So July 2018, that's the middle of the summer. So their sales rank is good, but then as it got a little bit colder, October, December, January, their sales rank sucks. And the reason behind that is because people aren't searching for that product. And if people aren't searching for it, people aren't buying that product. And if people aren't buying that product, your sales rank is going to increase and it's going to be horrible. But then as soon as April hits and then the summer starts coming around, you'll see the sales rank drops right back. And then during July, during August, the sales rank is good. They increase the price a little bit, sales are good. And then right back to October, November, December, January, sales rank goes back up and it sucks. So this is the perfect example of a super, super seasonal product. And we can learn all of that from this tool Trendster. Not to mention we have Google Trends. So Flamingo Float, if we go over the last year, you're going to see that it's very, very similar. June, people are searching for it. July, people are searching for it. Then it comes down to September, October, November, boom, it dies down. And then what's happening right now, we're in June, it's starting to come back up. So Google Trends is showing us that information as well. And you'll see again with inflatable flamingo, it's something very similar. High demand, it drops, and then it kind of comes back up. Flamingo pool float, we'll see the same thing. Demand drops, and then it comes back up. And it's the same thing with all of these products. We see really, really good demand, and then it just comes back up, and then it comes down, and it's just that up and down, up and down. If we see that, that's something that we need to decide, okay, do we actually want to sell that seasonal product? And then if it's not a seasonal product, like if we're looking at like a trend or something, it's going to look similar to the face mask. And then if it's not one of those, if it's not a seasonal product, then you're just going to see consistent, steady growth. And that's something that we, at least me, that's what I want to sell. Now, not saying that seasonal products are bad. It's just you need to know how to kind of gauge inventory, which is almost physically impossible. So it's kind of a problem in and of itself. But if you can kind of deal with that, and if you have a lot of money to kind of just throw out a seasonal product, then it can be really, really good. But for your first few products, I would try to avoid these seasonal products because it is a little bit difficult. And when I first started selling, I did launch a seasonal product. It was a Halloween product. And I still have that inventory, and I finally just literally threw it in the garbage because I'm like, I'm not going to sell this product anymore, and I just threw it away. So I learned the hard way. And if I would have had tools like this to kind of help me realize, okay, this is pretty seasonal, like, I mean, that's very, very clear. Boom, drop, boom, drop. I mean, you can look at that, and that's something to look at. And then you can also see this information if you click on the actual product. So if we click on this particular product, and if you have Helium 10, if you have the Chrome extension, you'll see this thing load right here. This is the same exact chart. It's just with Trendster, you can enter in multiple ASINs, you can look at multiple products, which is very important. You don't wanna just look at one product. You need to look at multiple. It's the same thing what I say with keywords. You can't just look at one keyword, you need to look at multiple. That's very, very important. But again, you have this information right here, and you'll see the sales rank was good, and then it's just kind of slowly going up. They may have ran out of stock. Also, the demand is not as much, more competition as well. And so you'll see it was really, really good, and it's starting to slowly go up. That's a bad sign. And they started again, April 28th. The majority of these mask sellers started like April 20th, April 28th. So those are things that we want to avoid. And then the last thing that I want to cover is a little golden nugget for you guys, for those that stuck around to the very end, and I'll probably make a full video breaking down what I'm about to share with you. But I just want to say thank you guys for watching, sticking around. And if you guys are enjoying it, make sure to like the video. Again, please go down, hit the subscribe button, share this channel with a friend. I really appreciate it. So now let's jump back over here and break down that little golden nugget that's going to help you guys basically improve your product and know where are the pain points in a particular product. So this is super, super cool. It's a super easy tool to use. And what we're going to do is we're going to click on the main seller that has the most amount of reviews, because that's where we're going to get the most information. So this has 691 reviews, and I'm going to come over here to the Helium 10 Chrome extension, and instead of hitting X-ray, you're going to actually hit the review insights. And what this is going to do is it's going to help us filter out certain reviews, it's going to help us categorize them, and it's going to help us know what's good about the product, what's frequently said about the product, what are the pain points, how can we basically learn from customer experience and either improve our product or change our product so we don't have the same products, or that we do have the same good problems. So this is very important to look at, and instead of basically clicking on the ratings and just looking through all the reviews, this is a whole lot easier, and you can actually go and you can hit the different filters. So only verified purchases, only helpful, only with images, only with videos. So you can look at a ton of different things. And I'm just gonna put only verified purchases, look at the 1-star reviews. I'm gonna hit extract, and then it's gonna show us all of the reviews with basically 1 stars. Then right here, the analysis, this is where it's super, super cool. And this is basically where it's going to show a common theme with these 1-star reviews. So it says had a hole. This is repeated 6 different times in 6 different reviews that had 1 star. So basically this flamingo float had a hole in it, and a lot of people are complaining about it. Another one had a hole 4 times, hole in it. It doesn't hold air, waste of money. Had a hole in it. I mean, literally the first 10 keywords of this analysis basically breaks down that it couldn't hold air and it had a hole in it. So that's something that we literally just figured out with a few clicks of a button, that we need to make sure that if we sell this product, we need to first verify the quality, make sure that we avoid getting holes in it, and maybe it's because of their packaging and how they're shipping it. So we need to maybe adjust the packaging, or maybe it's just the quality of the supplier, or maybe what we could do is supply a repair kit to fix a hole or something to solve this particular this problem. And this alone is going to help you so much, and not just to look at the negative reviews, but we can look at the positive reviews. Again, let's go to review insights. Let's look at the ones that have the good reviews, and then I'm going to extract those. And then you can go through and you can read these, or you can just go to the analysis, which I like because it just breaks it down. Easy to inflate. So maybe they included a pump, and that's something that we need to make sure that we include with our particular product. Very durable, great quality, So, I mean, you're going to get both sides of the spectrum. As you can see, some people say that it has a hole. Some people says it's great. And we want to solve that problem so no one complains about it having a hole in it, or that it doesn't hold air very well. So those are things that we can learn from this review downloader, and maybe I'll make a full video breaking down how to go more in depth. But that's just a little gem for you guys for sticking around. And I just want to say thank you guys for watching. If you guys enjoyed, again, like this video, drop a comment. I appreciate the love and support. But this video is super valuable to understand trends, seasonal products, how to basically do product research during this global pandemic so that we're not just getting into a market that's going to be cutthroat or something that's super trendy and is just going to take a dive after this whole thing kind of slows down a little bit. At least hopefully it slows down. But thank you for watching, and we will see you guys in the next video.